Pad Thai is one of those dishes that looks simple when it lands on the table, but once you start making it at home, you realize there is a lot going on. The sauce has to be balanced, the noodles can overcook in seconds, and if you get the timing wrong, the whole thing can turn sticky and heavy. So today I'm making Pad Thai at home to see if it's actually worth the effort. Welcome back to Nomadic Treats, where we bring the word into your kitchen. Today we're heading to Thailand. So, is homemade Pad Thai actually worth it? I'd say yes, but only if you pay attention. This is not a difficult dish in the traditional sense, but it is one that can go wrong quickly if the noodles overcook or the sauce get out of balance. But when it works, it really does. I am soaking 125 grams of flat rice noodles in boiling water for about 3 minutes. While that's happening, I'm thinly slicing half red bell pepper, chopping 1 small onion, finally chopping 2 cloves of garlic and 1 green onion into short lengths. And I'm cutting 85 grams of firm tofu into batons. Then I'm cutting and roughly chopping a half cup of roasted peanuts, which I will divide between the stir fry and the topping. I've also got 150 grams of peeled and deveined shrimp ready to go. And I'm keeping 100 grams of bean sprouts ready, plus some extra for serving. And I've got my lime on the side. That way, once the pan is hot, all I need to do is cook. Now back to the noodles. After about 3 minutes, I'm draining them and I'm rinsing them briefly in the cold water. The big mistake here is over soaking. If they get too soft now, they will fall apart in the pan. Now for the sauce, which is really the heart of the Pad Thai. In a small bowl, I'm mixing together 2 tablespoons of tamarind paste, 3 tablespoons of packed brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, and 3 tablespoons of water. And just a quick note here, tamarind paste is not the same thing as tamarind concentrate. Tamarind concentrate is much stronger, so don't confuse the two. And if you can't find tamarind paste, I've left a substitute in the description. This sauce is what gives Pad Thai the classic sweet, salty, tangy balance. Now the pan goes into heat. I'm adding just enough oil to lightly coat the bottom, then goes my shrimp. These cook very quickly, usually about a minute or 2 per side, just until pink. Once they are done, I'm taking them out and I'm setting them aside. If your pan looks dry, add a little bit more oil. Next in goes the onion. That gets about 30 seconds. And then I'm adding the red bell pepper, the tofu and the chopped garlic. If you like a bit of a heat, this is also the moment to add some dried chili flakes. I'm stir frying that for a few minutes, just until the garlic smells good and the onion softens. And again, don't be too shy with the oil here. A dry pan is one of the easiest ways to end up with noodles clumping together. Now the noodles go in, followed by the sauce. At this point, it starts looking like Pad Thai very quickly. I'm tossing everything together until the noodles absorb the sauce. This is one of those moments where you really have to pay attention, because rice noodles go from perfect to overdone very fast. If the noodles still feel a little too firm once the sauce is mostly absorbed, add just a small splash of water and keep them tossing. A little is fine, too much and the whole thing can turn soggy. Once the noodles are nearly there, I am pushing everything to one side of the wok. Into the empty side goes a small drizzle of oil, then 2 lightly beaten eggs. I let them set for a few seconds, then I break them up and fold them through the noodles. That adds richness and helps round the whole dish out. Now the shrimp go back in, along with any juices they left behind. Then I'm adding 1 cup of bean sprouts, the green onions, and half of my chopped roasted peanuts. I'm turning off the heat now and tossing everything together. You want the bean sprouts and green onions to keep some freshness and bite. That contrast is part of what makes this dish so good. And that's ready. I'm serving it straight away, topped with the rest of the peanuts, with some extra bean sprouts on the side and a good wedge of lime. And that lime really matters. Pad Thai needs that final fresh hit right at the end. Alright, let's see if this is actually worth making at home. Start with squeezing some lemon. And let's dig in. That's really good. It got that proper balance you want, the sweetness, the saltiness, the tang from the tamarind, the richness of the egg, the freshness from the sprouts and lime, and the crunch from the peanuts. And the good thing, it doesn't taste that heavy, it just feels right. Amazing. If you enjoyed this, let me know what other dishes you'd like to see from around the world. And don't forget, all the ingredients are in the description, along with the substitute for tamarind paste if you can find it. Thank you for watching.